welcome to our video on December 2019 astrology forecast. This is including the full moon in the sign of Gemini, the twins, which will happen on the 12th of the month, and also there's going to be an annular solar eclipse on the same day as the new moon, of course. And that's going to be on the 26th, and that's going to be in the sign of Capricorn, the goat. Now, the solar eclipse is going to happen at 5:18 a.m. That's universal time coordinated, and that's on the 26th, and it is in the sign of Capricorn along with the new moon. Now, a solar eclipse in the sign of Capricorn, the goat, will really increase and make advancements in people having sure-footed moves, like making moves that are very stable. And that's the key with Capricorn. And that's especially true when it comes to promoting oneself and one's business up the ladder of success. And that's going to grant more authority and more popularity, again, because it's in the sign of Capricorn, which is akin to the natural 10th house. And that's why it's going to have these effects. Now, December's full moon is called an oak moon. So we have a diagram for you. And this is for the full moon, and also for the new moon. And the new moon, again, same as the time as the solar eclipse, the annular solar eclipse. Now, so the oak moon in December, again, is in the sign of Gemini, the twins, on the 12th, and the solar eclipse, a new moon, in the sign of Capricorn, the goat, on the 26th. So that's what you have in store for you this month. Now, regarding that, the oak moon that we're talking about for the full moon that happens in December, so December's full moon, it's called an oak moon, and it's called an oak moon by Wiccans and in ancient, well, not ancient, but in medieval England. And it's for celebrating that the young oak king will now triumph in battle over his twin pillar brother, and that's now the aging holly king. Now, the oak king will mature and then be replaced by the renewed youth of the holly king once midsummer comes around again. Okay, so it's a cycle. Nature is cyclical and spiral in nature. Now, neo-pagans refer to December's full moon as long night moon, and that's due to the lengthening of nights, and the shorter days and the longer nights. Now, the Algonquins named December's full lunar phase a cold moon, and that's denoting increasingly cold weather. Of course, these were cultures in the northern hemisphere. Okay, now in the northern hemisphere, we have the winter solstice 2019 occurring on December 22nd. And remember, the winter solstice venerates the celestial event which has the longest night and the shortest day. Okay, so this year, the winter solstice in the northern hemisphere in 2019 occurs on December 22nd, the 22nd of December at 4:19 a.m. That's, again, universal time coordinated. And this is going to be happening on December 21st at 11:19 p.m. if you're located in Eastern Standard Time Zone. So this is, again, for the winter solstice. Now, in the southern hemisphere, winter solstice happens in June. And we've made a separate video encompassing an individual astrology chart, especially for the winter solstice, also known as Yule, happening on the 21st or the 22nd, 2019, determined by your location. So make sure that you see that video that we provided for you this month as well. Moreover, we will incorporate planetary monthly ingresses and guardian angelic forces. Now, December 2019 guardian angels include elemental Archangel Raphael. Elemental Archangel Raphael, here, Raphael. And Raphael is the elemental archangel for all the air signs, and all the air signs. This is the this is the one. This is the air Merkaba field for the air signs. the Merkaba field for the air signs. All right. Now, again, since Gemini the twins is mutable air, we're going to use Raphael for the elemental archangel, guardian archangel, and then again, so when it comes to the solar eclipse for Capricorn, we're going to be utilizing the elemental archangel Uriel of Earth, because Capricorn is cardinal Earth, and therefore we're going to use the Earth. This is the Earth Merkaba field for Uriel, the three-dimensional Merkaba field. So we have the abstract and we have the more grounded into 3D reality. So remember, Gemini the twins is an air sign, Raphael, the guardian elemental archangel. And then we have for the solar eclipse and for the new moon in the sign of Capricorn, the goat, there we're going to use the Archangel Uriel, elemental archangel, guardian archangel for all of the earth signs. So we're also going to be giving you very key information regarding horoscope houses, station changes, planetary archangels, ingresses, and planetary aspects as well. Also, Zodiac Angel predictions going along with those aspects. I'm Pastor Rosemary, the Astrology Angel. I'm a Rosicrucian seer, biblical astrologer, Christian psychic, and Gnostic mystic, and this is a Readings by Rosemary angelic transmission. Now, just before we start our disclaimer, a short one, briefly, high magic is involved in these angelic astrology invocations. So remember, high magic should be used with all mindfulness. Make sure you know what you're doing, because very powerful forces of manifestation are unleashed when you utilize these powerful guardian angels. Also the zodiac angels for each zodiac sign. So this is intended exclusively for entertainment purposes. With that said, we do our best to make sure that you're getting the very best information, and that it's something that is coming from the highest sources of the light. All right, now again, so we have our oak moon is going to be on the 12th, and that's going to be for a full moon, full bright moon, Gemini, and we're going to have the new moon and the solar eclipse, which is why we made this for you here, this to denote that it's a solar eclipse. And as you know, solar eclipses can leave this kind of ring around the moon. Yes, enough to move here on the the sun leaving a ring around the moon. All right, so for artistic purposes. Now we're going to get to into the ingresses first, and then we'll show you some charts we've made that have the planetary aspects. You can kind of see what's going on, and we'll bring it a little closer for you. But for now, I'm just going to go over the ingresses and the station changes, those kind of things. Now, remember, December of 2019, again, solar eclipse on the 26th in Capricorn. Now, on December 2nd of 2019, Jupiter is going to ingress into the sign of Capricorn, the goat, which is similar to the natural 10th house of social standing and fame. And Planetary Archangel Sachiel visits habitation of Zodiac Angel Hanael. Now, on the 9th of December, Mercury this year will ingress into Sagittarius, which is akin to the natural 9th house of life path meeting. Planetary Archangel Raphael. Again, this is an air guardian angel, Raphael, but also Raphael is also the planetary archangel of the planet Mercury. So again, wears a lot of different hats, and will ingress into the sign of Sagittarius, which is akin to the natural 9th house of life path meaning. Now, the planetary archangel Raphael is going to visit the abode of Zodiac Angel of Sagittarius, which is Adnakhiel. On December 12th, again, we told you we have that full moon in Gemini, which it's also analogous to the natural 3rd house of transportation and communication. Planetary Archangel Gabriel visits dwelling of Zodiac Angel Ambriel. Elemental Archangel for Gemini is Guardian Angel Raphael, who presides over all the air signs. So we have Planetary Archangel of the moon is Gabriel, who also resides over all of the water signs. And we also have the Archangel Raphael, who is the archangel who presides over all the air signs. That's why when you have the moon going into Gemini, Gemini is an air sign. Gemini is mutable air. So that's how that works. So you see how these guardian angels, how you can get them very specifically for your invocations on specific days. You get a lot of power because the archangels are going to bestow their energy and their light to you, and you just have to sort of beforehand get yourself in a meditative state and be very clear on what you are trying to get to manifest, because the light, when it comes in through these archangelic channels, will manifest quite quickly. And actually the only really thing that gets in anybody's way of manifesting is just our own resistance, our own fear of being successful, or just not being sure of what one may or may not want. So make sure you know exactly what you want, and that you're not fearful of getting what you want. That's the key. Okay, now again, December's full moon again is called an oak moon by Wiccans, and neo-pagans name this full lunar phase again the long night moon, while Algonquins call it cold moon during this interval. On December 20th, 2019, we have Venus, the planet Venus, ingressing the sign of Aquarius, the water bearer, which is similar to the natural 11th house of friends and reputation. Planetary Archangel Hanael of Venus visits habitation of Zodiac Angel Gabriel of the sign of Aquarius, the water bearer. On the 22nd of December, we have the Sun is going to ingress Capricorn. There's that solar eclipse in the sign of Capricorn on the new moon on the 26th, Capricorn the goat, which is a cardinal earth sign. So again, December 22nd, the Sun will ingress into Capricorn. Now, excuse me, this is the 22nd, but in a minute here we're going to go over the 26th. But the Sun will get into the sign of Capricorn on the 22nd, will enter into, and remember, Capricorn is akin to the natural 10th house of social standing and fame. Planetary Archangel Michael, planetary archangel of the Sun, Michael, visits habitation of Zodiac Angel of Capricorn, which is Hanael. So Michael is not only the guardian archangel that rules over all of the fire signs, but also the planetary archangel of the Sun. So again, wearing many hats. And for the fire signs, this is for fire signs, okay? But remember, Capricorn, Michael is guardian angel of the Sun and of fire signs. But Capricorn, that's for Uriel, but the Zodiac Angel is Hanael. And this is the elemental for Capricorn. That would be Uriel if you were going to get that specific about it. Now on December 26th again, on the 22nd there's an ingress of the Sun into Capricorn, but on the 22nd. On the 22nd there's an ingress of the Sun into Capricorn, but on the 26th, 2019, is the new moon in Capricorn and the annular solar eclipse. And remember, Capricorn is similar to the natural 10th house of social standing and fame. Planetary Archangel Gabriel of the moon, because it's a new moon, will visit habitation of Zodiac Angel Hanael Capricorn. Now the elemental archangel for Capricorn is the guardian angel, again, Uriel, who presides over all of the earth signs. Uriel, in this sort of three-dimensional Merkaba field that's shaped like a Star of David. That's for earth. And for water signs, it would be water signs, and for Gabriel, that would be of water, the Merkaba field of water. Okay, now regarding the station changes, okay, before we get to that, we're going to do the 29th, excuse me. On the 29th of December of 2019, we have Mercury ingressing into the sign of Capricorn as well. So a lot going on in Capricorn, a lot going on with the 10th house, natural 10th house affiliations, such things as the social standing, the fame, the popularity. And remember, Mercury will ingress, and Mercury, there's a planetary archangel of Mercury is Raphael, and ingressing into Capricorn. And again, the natural 10th house, social standing and fame, planetary archangel Raphael of Mercury visits habitation of Zodiac Angel Hanael, of Capricorn. So we're giving you not only elemental guardian archangels of fire, water, air, earth, but we're also giving you the planetary archangels, and we're also giving you the zodiac angels of each sign, so that you can do a very specific working. Okay, now we're going to get to the planetary aspects. And I'm going to show you some charts that we prepared for you that have the planetary aspects on them for December 2019. And we have a new blogger page on Facebook. It's called Pastor Rosemary the Astrology Angel. It's at the Astrology Angel. Pastor Rosemary the Astrology Angel on the top and the title, and then at the Astrology Angel. And that's for the astrology charts and for my astrology blogging for the charts. We're going to put these there so you can see those. And we're also going to put the chart for the winter solstice on the 22nd, 21st, 22nd, depending on your location. We're going to put that one on that place as well. And Readings by Rosemary will have other astrology things, but also it'll have things like our tarot and runestone and I Ching videos, those kind of things, and blogs. So we'll still have some astrology things on Readings by Rosemary, but we'll have the charts especially and specifically for all of the specific astrological blogs and videos. We're going to put that on Pastor Rosemary the Astrology Angel. Okay, for now we're just going to put the charts. We're going to see which things we should migrate over there. I'm not sure whether or not I can put videos on a blog, but I think I can, but I'm not sure. So I'll have to check that out. But for now, there's a blog with the charts, and that's what we're going to have until we figure out exactly, because Facebook just released that for us, and we're very happy about that. Okay, now on December 3rd, we're going to give you the planetary aspect for the 3rd and the 8th, and also some other aspects as we go down through the month. Let's see, this one is for the 8th. So we're going to get one for the 3rd first. Okay, excuse me. This one, all right, is going to, we're going to make this a little bit easier for you to see. We're going to just make it a little bit easier to see, brighten it up, bring it a little bit closer. Okay, that's pretty good. And make it a little bit brighter so you can see it a little bit better. The color's a little brighter. It's a little too bright maybe. Okay. All right. Okay, so on December 3rd, of 2019, we have Mercury in Scorpio, and that's going to be sextile in the green line, and that's Pluto in Capricorn. And that's going to cause an effect of having the communication about intense life events coupled with visits to secret hideaways, isolates those in search of higher status and more popularity. It's going to be a time to build pressure inside a hermetic seal, and that's going to guarantee your future success. So that's going to be for Mercury in Scorpio, sextile Pluto in Capricorn. Also on December 3rd, we have Venus in the sign of Capricorn here, and that's going to be sextile Mars in Scorpio here on the green line again. And now what that's going to cause, the effect of that equation will be that high status careers and popularity facilitate possessing a competitive edge when it comes to achieving life's most important and vital milestones. All right, now what this is up here, this is simply the little diagram of the new moon and annular solar eclipse in the sign of Capricorn, the goat, and that's, remember, that's on the 26th, and also on the 12th we have the full moon in Gemini. So we had that demonstrated as well. Okay, so those are the things that are going to occur on the 3rd. Now we're going to get to the 8th and the 11th. We have a chart specifically for the 8th and the 11th. Okay, we're going to bring this up a little for you here. All right. Now, starting on the 8th, we have up here on this chart, we have, on December 8, 2019, we have Sun in Sagittarius. Sun in Sagittarius square Neptune in Pisces on the red line, Neptune in Pisces. And what that causes is a very intrinsic, an innate, very autonomous and independent streak, and also desire for excursions and getaways to distant lands, and that's going to create tension when it comes to otherworldly spiritual aspirations. Also on December 8th, 2019, we have Venus in Capricorn. That's going to be sextile on the green line, Neptune in Pisces. And that will cause strict social mores in regards to romance and job security begins to mesh with ethereal spiritual pursuits, thus opening new dimensional doorways and doors of opportunity. So that will be kind of mixing what's in this world also with what's in the spiritual world. And remember, the things in this world, how they connect with things in the spiritual world is through love, through our emotional relationships, be they friendships or family or friendships or romance or spouses or parents and children and grandkids. No matter what it is, it's that love, those relationships that are important, the relationships. Now, so that's the two things that are going on the 8th. Now we're going to get to the 11th. The 11th we have here, and the 11th to the 15th is on this chart here. So for this one, we have first on the 11th, we had Venus in Capricorn. So the planet Venus here in Capricorn, we've got between the 11th and the 15th, we've got Venus and Pluto and Jupiter and Saturn all in Capricorn. Remember, Capricorn's associated, akin to the natural 10th house of social standing and fame. And it's all those kind of climbing your way up the ladder of success, climbing your way in a sure-footed, because remember, it's Capricorn the goat, climbing up in a sure-footed way up the ladder of success. Now when you have Venus in Capricorn, Venus in Capricorn here, conjunct Saturn in Capricorn, that is going to cause self-discipline in matters of love, and exchange is bolstered by a very stringent adherence to social norms. Also, on the 13th, December 13th, 2019, Mars in Scorpio here, trine Neptune in Pisces on the blue line. Neptune in Pisces. And that's going to cause rivalry towards winning at life's most fundamental and imperative objectives is greatly enhanced through seeking strange and mystical spiritual knowledge. So you're going to be able to win, again, a time when spiritual things and spiritual knowledge will help you to win in goals here in the three-dimensional plane. So very important. Now also on December 13th, Venus in Capricorn here, conjunct Pluto in Capricorn also here, and that's obtaining success, clout, and riches is made possible by precise channeling, a very specific, particular, precise channeling and directing of negative forces or through guiding undisciplined individuals. So it's taking the negative forces and directing them, or through guiding undisciplined individuals. Because sometimes if things get too stuck, if people are stuck in a rut, it's because they're becoming maybe so disciplined it becomes ridiculous. It becomes so that they cannot even breathe because they're disciplining too much. Or, sometimes you need some wiggle room. And so, but you can guide that. And then also negative behavior, whatever you see as negative behavior, everybody has a different opinion of what negative behavior is. But that you can sort of guide it and channel it and direct it properly during this time. And then by doing that, you'll be able to obtain a lot of success and clout and riches. So kind of take all the energy, no matter what's positive or negative, and channel it and direct it, whether it's disciplined or undisciplined, channel it, direct it. Be disciplined with yourself. I always say, control yourself lest others control you. Very important. All right. So that's going to happen on December 13th. Now remember, negative isn't always bad, and positive isn't always good. For example, positive ions are not healthy. Negative ions are healthy. Like the kind of positive ions that like air conditioners put out are not that healthy for you. But negative ions, like when you go to the beach or to a mountain where there's a lot of trees and streams and rivers and oceans, that's negative ions. Nothing, and they make you healthy. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with the negative ions. Also, and if you're getting medical tests, a positive outcome is bad and a negative outcome is good if you're talking about a disease. But if you're going to have I used to teach Lamaze, if you're having a baby, then a positive outcome is good and a negative outcome is bad if you want the child. So be more specific when you say, is it positive, is it negative, because negative isn't always bad and positive isn't always good and vice versa. Okay, on December 15th, Jupiter in Capricorn, on the 15th here, Jupiter in Capricorn also trine Uranus, retrograde in Taurus, and that's also on a blue line, and that goes right there on that blue line like that. Uranus retrograde in Taurus. Okay, so we have now for the Jupiter in Capricorn trine Uranus retrograde in Taurus, we have careful planning and execution of goals for obtaining and expansion of one's own authority and command is greatly strengthened by rebellion and originality when it comes to pursuing earthly comforts and material success. So again, everything has to be put into its proper place. You have to understand what you're trying to accomplish. Now, on the 19th, December 19th, Mars in Scorpio here. Mars in Scorpio, sextile Saturn in Capricorn, and that's on the green line. So, oh wait, excuse me, this is just to the 15th. I couldn't find it. It's because that's when it's just to the 15th. So I'm going to get the next chart here. So this one we ended with the Jupiter in Capricorn trine on the blue line. The Uranus retrograde in Taurus. So okay, we're done with these two. We're done with these two. Now we're going to get to the 19th. All right, the 19th. The 19th for you here. So you can see it. Okay. So on December 19th, and that's up here, this is the 19th and the 20th. 19th and 20th, and here we're going to get to the 22nd and the 30th. So beginning with the 19th, Mars in Scorpio, sextile Saturn in Capricorn, and that is on that green line. Now competition, with the equation with its equals, is the competition, rivalry in accomplishing life's most significant purposes is helped through laws and regulations that are already in place, that you already have in place. And on the 20th, we have Mercury in Sagittarius here, Mercury in Sagittarius, square on the red line, Neptune in Pisces. And what that equals is insistence and overthinking about what the future has in store causes trepidation and apprehension when it comes to perceived dangerous spiritual knowledge and dangerous spiritual practices. So this is sort of talking about if you think too much, you overthink, and become very insistent about what has to be, then it will cause trepidation and concern and nervousness about what people might perceive as being dangerous spiritual knowledge or dangerous spiritual practices. And the word spirit, that's why they put a K instead of a C on many things, like in magic. They won't tell you that, but that's what it is. A K is something that's being speared. It's a spearhead going into a body. That's what a K is. All writing is a graven image. Anytime you write any letters at all, it's a graven image. All right? They're all sigils, spells, sigils, spelling. All letters and all words and all writing are magical sigils, and they create spells. Okay? So the more you know, the more knowledge you have, the safer you're going to be. And the first person I ever heard say that was Lori Cabot, the witch of Salem, the official witch of Salem, Lori Cabot, she always mentioned that your knowledge will protect you. Your knowledge, your great knowledge, will keep you safe. And so I defer to her. I refer to her about that saying because I heard her. I had a few readings by her many moons ago. Some psychic readings from her, tarot readings, and I've never gotten to. I got to speak to her on the phone, but I never got to actually go to Salem. I had phone readings. I used to call her shop all the time and get readings from her, some of her people that work there at Pendragons and those. But I wanted to say that I really enjoy her videos. I watch her videos and I've read all of her books. Okay, so now getting back to what we're talking about on the 22nd. We've already done the 20th. On the 22nd, we have, first of all, Venus in Aquarius. That's going to be here, yeah. This is for the 22nd to the 30th. Venus in the sign of Aquarius, the water bear. Venus in Aquarius square Uranus retrograde in Taurus, and that is on the red line, the square Uranus retrograde in the sign of Taurus, the bull. And that will have the effect of embracing strange and novel styles in life, as well as an eclectic fashion sense. Creates nervousness in those who strive for a revolutionary spirit in want of ever greater amounts of material goods and success. So it's sort of about new and eclectic lifestyles and eclectic senses of fashion, or the way one expresses oneself with spiritual knowledge. It is going to create apprehension in people who strive for a more revolutionary spirit and want to say that sort of one can obtain things in the material world if one focuses, and that's true. Also, another thing Lori Cabot said in one of her videos was that using a lot of different spiritual systems isn't really good. And also, Dr. Michael Lightman and some of his spokespersons had also said that. The Kabbalists had also said that being eclectic isn't so good. If you want, success in the physical world, you sort of focus on one thing. And I agree with that. It does work. The more you focus, the better off you are. It's just that some people are more eclectic by nature, either by their astrology sign or perhaps their upbringing. Maybe they had a lot of different step parents or something, or maybe maybe they're not just one race. Maybe they're like I'm Italian and Welsh. Okay, or Scottish and Italian. I don't think it's Welsh. I think it's Scottish and Italian, mostly Italian. But so I have sort of different interests in that. But also I had a lot of step parents, so therefore I have a lot of things to draw on. For example, my stepmother was Jewish. My mother was Catholic. I had another stepmother who was into the Christian Science, and I had a stepfather who was very materialistic and wasn't into religion at all. And my father wasn't really religious, but he was very sensible and very intelligent. So it just also might depend on on how you've been brought up. It's not an excuse, but it's a reason. But sometimes, at least if you do know about these things, what I try to do is compare them. And I do that so that people can find out that we have more in common than we have to separate us. We have more that we have in common. So we don't really have to fight, because most of the things that humans do come naturally to us. It's part of our being a human. Now, another thing that happens on the 22nd is Mars in Scorpio here. Sextile Pluto in Capricorn on the green line. Pluto in Capricorn there on the green line with Mars in Scorpio. And that's going to create sexual competition, facilitating innovation in economic regulation. So what that means is, it means that sexual competition, what it really means, it's about having children, creating progeny and offspring. And that's going to cause new, novel, and original ideas in economic regulation, so that people can have more people that want to have children can, and that people can sort of have the lifestyle that they want and have the children that they want. Like, I only have one daughter, but I have 3 grandkids one on the way. All right, now we're moving to the 27th. And we have the Sun in Capricorn. And that is going to be in conjunction here, the Sun here in conjunction with Jupiter also in Capricorn. That equation is going to give us an effect of the influential and famous are going to rub elbows with those who have proved and substantial business plans, as well as expansive viewpoints. Expansive points of view. So it's about people that are well known, are going to want to get together with those who have good business sense and good business plans, and are able to help them get their, bring it into, like somebody might be famous, but they might want to bring that more into manifesting, more physically in goods and services and making money in one area or another. And that will happen a lot during that December 27th, Sun in Capricorn, conjunct Jupiter in Capricorn. Now, the December 30th, we're going to have Mercury in Capricorn. Here, again, lock it on Capricorn. Trine Uranus retrograde in Taurus. Trine on the blue line there. Individuals centered upon mundane physical reality who move like they have a purpose, want to move like you got a purpose, prove to be of great benefit to leaders with plans to organize and make useful the proverbial great unwashed masses. What does that mean? That means that people that are focused on just the physical mundane aspects of life, how much is your corn and how much is your milk and how much is your wheat, that kind of thing, who get things done like they have a purpose, they get things done. They're going to be of great benefit to people, to people that are leaders who want to organize and make useful a whole bunch of people that seem maybe, what are we going to do with what they call the great unwashed masses? Maybe they're not leaders, and maybe they're not real good at making, making mundane reality manifest in their life, but everybody's good for something, and they're going to, these two groups of people who are able to manifest in the physical world, are going to get together with those who are leaders, and they're going to work together to get the people that are sort of that don't fall into either of those categories, sort of the extras in your movie, to put them to useful purpose, which is good for the planet and good for the leaders and good for the people who want to, bring in mundane reality and make sure everybody has enough food and clothes and house, and get all these people that don't have that focus to use them and utilize them in a way that's useful for those people, but useful for the great unwashed masses as well. Useful for everybody, all of us. And everybody will find their special purpose in life. Okay, now we're going to get into the Hebrew calendar associations. The Hebrew calendar associations, so that you can sort of focus on how this might, how you might hear like someone talk about it. And like I said, people think that we all have so many differences, but really we don't. If you learn the language, you'll find out that somebody's talking about something, it's actually the same thing as what the other person's talking about in a different culture. Again, in feng shui, it's called, they use magic squares instead of the cameas in feng shui, but it's the same thing. It's just a different language, but people are doing the same thing. Feng shui is magic, and the West has it. The Chinese system is very generous and open, and they're very generous teachers. They don't keep things so tight. They let people, they let the great unwashed masses, they taught us, and so we could become knowledgeable as well. Okay, now the Hebrew associations and placements, the sun is called Shemesh. Some people call it Hama, I call it Shemesh. That's the way I was taught, Shemesh. You can use either. Shemesh, Ingress, Capricorn, or Gedi. Full moon, Levana. Levana is moon. Full moon, Keseh or Shabbat or Moshiach. In Gemini, Gemini is Teomim in Hebrew. New moon, again moon Levana. And new moon, Rosh Chodesh, beginning of the month, I guess. And in the sign of Capricorn, the goat is Gedi. Mercury. Mercury is Kokav or Kokav. Ingress, Capricorn is Gedi. Again, a lot in Capricorn. Venus, Noga. Ingress, Aquarius, Dili. Mars is Ma'adim. There's no ingresses this month for Mars. Jupiter is Zedek. No ingresses this month. Saturn is Shabbatai. No ingresses this month. And also Uranus is Oron. No ingresses this month. Neptune is Rahab. No ingresses this month. And Pluto, there's no ingresses this month, and there is no Hebrew word for Pluto. I'm going to do a little special thing on Pluto to sort of explain it with the legends, the Greek legends that go with it, and sort of talk about that in the future, in the near future. I want to talk about that a little bit. All right. Now, remember to keep in mind that achieving goals and accomplishing phenomenal success in life through magical interventions are all possible if one knows when and whom to evoke. Magicians must also consider how various planetary and zodiacal angelic beings will interact with each other, how the planetary and zodiac and elemental archangels and angels all interact with each other, not just how they interact with you, but how they interact with each other. And you want to make sure to invoke into yourself or invoke into your sacred circle or evoke to call upon potent forces of light that will extend into facets of the Magi's life predetermined by her or him for specific purposes tangential to your true will. Okay? And magic must be taken seriously since it is an ancient method of manifestation intended for practical victories over constricting forces which set our 3D physical reality into motion. Because Kabbalah means to receive, or how to receive. And magic has rules just like any other science. And these rules must be strictly adhered to, and they must be devotedly applied and practiced and applied to the practice. Now, magicians strive not to break natural laws, but rather to understand how Mother Nature manifests her creations so that we are able to work in tandem with her. Information found in this document is based on the oral tradition known as Kabbalah, taught to me by Rosicrucian clergy when I was but a young girl, the facts of which I have committed that to my memory. Thank you for joining us, and please join us again.